Welcome to another episode of Coffee and Whiskey with Ivy. I had an interesting week, including a one-night stay in a great hospital where they told me that my brain and my heart are perfectly fit, but my blood pressure is a little bit high and my thyroid needs tweaking. So, a few tablets and I'm fighting fit to do this show today. We always hear this thing called the top tunes of the week when we were young. But now, the top tune of this week from the government is digital divide. We must not have a digital divide. You know, Mr. Deputy Prime Minister, there are so many divides in this country. We have the rich and the poor divide, the ordinary and the elite divide. We have the plebs and the Mandarin divide. We got the common and the cronies divide. We had the cosmopolitan and the locals divide. And now the digital divide is between the tech savvy and dinosaurs like me. If we have one more divide, that may be the last divide which will lead us to disaster. Stop talking about divides. Find out what is dividing people and how to set it right. Don't just harp on another divide. So the next hot topic, the budget, and PM Lee said that the budget will be strong suited to what Singapore economy needs. The budget should not only look at what the economy needs, it should address what the Singaporeans need, in the sense that what is causing the inequality in our country. And that problem of inequality and the poor in our rich country must be addressed in the budget to be able to eliminate this topic of poverty and inequality in our very rich country. Charity baking scheme gets its own space. Beyond social services, well done on your Bakers Beyond idea. I think this is a fabulously good way to help lift a lot of these women who can bake Chinese New Year cakes, Hari Raya cakes, Deepavali cakes, Christmas cakes, and especially when we can control the quality. I believe if this Bakers Beyond idea is extended, it will be brilliant. In fact, President Halimah, how about a big farmers market at the Istana every month? It will become a great tourist attraction and you can become like the Queen and the Istana become like Buckingham Palace. I'm really baffled by the fact that some HDB blocks remain without lifts on some floors due to cost and technical or site constraints. HDB should really look at what the ground needs. So because this is a very important topic, it will be our poll question. The first question is, do you think your HDB estate is conducive to you and your family? If yes, why? If no, why? Question number 2 is, what would you like to have included in your HDB estates to make life more livable? Please send in your answers or suggestions to the link below. Thank you. And now the results of last week's poll question, which was, do you agree that Singaporeans will vote for leaders who are honest, good and kind to the people? 75% of the people believe that yes, they will vote for honest, good and kind leaders. And some of the reasons they gave is this. Because good leaders take care of his people, create fair and just systems so no one is left behind. and this is a very good one. Leaders need to stop making motherhood and non-action statements. We need leaders who are kind, compassionate, and less calculative with the poor people in our society. Help has been given with less hassle and stop shaming the less fortunate in our society. 25% said no, they won't. In other words, they will vote for somebody who may not be honest, good, and kind. Their answers were this: Singaporeans, the 70%, want misguided security and familiarity, wants PAP to continue its degenerated legacy. They are really afraid to rock the boat because they count themselves as very lucky when compared to the neighbouring countries around Singapore. And the last one is, a lot of people are either so brainwashed by the ruling party or they are so afraid of change that they will just vote the suggested candidate. That will be really sad if it is true that people are so brainwashed. I don't believe Singaporeans are that stupid. I'm happy to see that more than 100 farms benefited from the food fund of 63 million. I would suggest that the powers that be look seriously into the details of these projects. Please see which projects receive how much money and whether they are still functioning and running as promised. The good news about food is that an Israeli company called Seafood is now helping Israeli companies to come to Singapore to enter the Singapore market, which is good. Israelis are super smart and good at producing food. I believe in the population of 7 million, a very small percentage of people are involved in producing food, and yet they produce a lot of food on only 20% of the land which is arable. NEA wins Engineering Award for Semakau Landfill. Good job. I believe this landfill is now a great place for birds and plants, and like new life is happening there. Well done, NEA. You deserve the award. NParks surveys to facilitate better conservation efforts. We should set aside unused land for wildlife. For example, there are so many wild boars running around my farm nowadays. I have asked for some unused green areas to allow them to gather, and we can grow plants and fruit for them to eat there. Wildlife has a right to be alive in our country too. Today's you plant is Ulam Raja. So, what can you do with Ulam Raja? Translated, Ulam means herb and Raja means king of the herbs. So actually, if you eat this, it tastes like rocket. You can use it for tempura, you can use it as a salad, you can use it in nasi ulam, and you can actually use it as a beautiful decor. It is good for your health too. It reduces blood pressure, blood glucose, promotes healthy bones formation, and it is anti-inflammatory. Now, this yellow one, the orange cosmos, is from the same family. You can also eat it, but because it is so pretty, you can use the flower for decoration. So do grow this everywhere. If you need some seeds, come and see me at Paradise. Thank you for watching another episode of Coffee and Whiskey with Ivy. Remember, life is beautiful. And if you subscribe and watch my shows, it becomes even more beautiful.